When it comes to diets, we've all heard the same promises: lose weight fast, drop a dress size in a week, eliminate cravings overnight. But let's be honest, how often do these diets actually work in the long term? As a doctor who's worked with countless patients and struggled with my own cravings, yes, if you know me, it's to chocolate, I've learned that making a change that works in the long term is not as easy if you approach it as a diet. In fact, I think our approach is all wrong. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I think of things differently. My name is Dr. Neris Freight. I'm a practicing GP and I help people reverse pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes without using medication. I'm going to take you through 6 myths and show a different perspective to each. So the first is that the focus is always to lose weight. And of course, most diets focus on that thing, making the scales go down. And whilst losing weight is critical for most people, focusing on it can actually be a disaster. Why? Well, there's 2 reasons, I think. The first is that when we set weight loss goals, we forget that we're dealing with a human body and not a machine. We've all tried decreasing calories in order to lose weight, and we all know that we're unable to keep that weight off. In fact, studies have shown we're very likely to end up heavier a year down the line than we did when we started on the diet. The human body is preset not to lose weight. That's how we and other mammals have survived as a species. We're primed to detect weight loss and work against it. We've all been on diets for a few months and then found it getting harder and harder, the weight becoming more stubborn to lose. Well, you haven't struggled because you're weak. You've struggled because every part of your body is working against you to make you regain that weight. Your metabolism, your energy, your thoughts. Giving yourself a number to aim for is great. I love setting goals myself. But expecting a certain amount of weight loss in a certain amount of time is actually setting you up to fail, because your opponent, aka your body, has other plans. And the second reason, and this is for some people, your weight can give you a false reassurance. I've got quite a few people with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes that tell me they aren't overweight, and they're quite upset by the stigma that diagnosis brings them. But of course, your weight is not the whole picture. I've seen many patients who looked healthy on the outside, but were struggling with energy crashes, blood sugar spikes, or even pre-diabetes itself, because they're carrying weight around their middle, around their organs, the wrong weight for their genes. And they can have the same illnesses as someone who is more obviously overweight. So don't be fooled. For me as a doctor, weight loss actually isn't the ultimate goal. It's about improving your health and feeling your best. Because when you think about it in this way, weight loss becomes inevitable, becomes a side effect. You take away the pressure of reaching a certain weight loss goal and instead focus on improving your health. You have to trust the process. When you feel good on the inside, sticking to healthier habits becomes so much easier. And the second myth, counting calories to lose weight. Something most diets don't tell you. When you drastically cut calories or yo-yo diet, you're not just making it harder to lose weight. You might actually be harming your metabolism. Restrictive diets send mixed messages to your brain, triggering evolutionary systems designed to protect you from famine. Your body thinks food is scarce, better hold on to every calorie. And this means that your metabolism slows down, making it harder to burn fat, even when you're eating less. It also creates a cycle where losing weight becomes increasingly difficult and frustrating, because it's learning all the time, and it seems to have a bit of memory as well. And even worse is that these systems can make you crave high-calorie foods as your brain tries to protect you from starvation. You can't do this to yourself anymore. We need to stop thinking about short term and focus on the long term. This words of sustainability. Eating in a way that supports your metabolism rather than fighting against it. Fueling your body consistently and adequately tells your brain, hey, we're safe, no need to panic. And this approach not only makes weight loss easier, but also helps you feel more energetic and less at war with your own mind. And of course, there's many ways to do this. I will go into this a bit deeper at the end, but for now, trust me, you should not starve. Use food as nature intended you to eat it. So the third myth, if I just change what I eat, then I'll be healthy. Wrong. Let's talk about why most diets fail. It's because they focus on what you eat without ever addressing why you eat the way you do in the first place. And trust me, I get it. Food is not just fuel, it's comfort, celebration, and sometimes a plaster on a stressful day. I know it. I always go for the chocolate when I'm stressed in work. And I often crave a takeaway on a Friday night, especially after an on-call shift. But what I've realised, especially from working with people that are trying to reverse their diabetes, is it's absolutely critical to delve into those deeper layers. Are you reaching for sweets when you're stressed because your cortisol levels are through the roof? Do late night snacks sneak in because you're overtired and your body's wanting some quick energy? It's only by identifying the root cause that you can create the solution that actually fits in with your life. Instead of just saying, stop having a snack at night, you need to figure out and address the stress or fatigue or whatever that's driving it in the first place. Because when you tackle the why behind the habit, the change actually becomes less about willpower and just about finding what works for you. The fourth myth is that this belief that there's a solution just around the corner, something new, something innovative. But let's be real, the dieting world is full of fads, celery juice cleanse, carnivore diet, or whatever. And even these weight loss injections, these shiny new things promising an easy and a magic solution. But here's the deal, as a doctor, I'm not about to recommend anything that isn't backed by solid evidence. We are humans, we have needs. The needs are quite simple. We need to eat real food made in nature. Food that's been in the soil, animal products that's been allowed to live as it was intended. If we don't, we become ill. Science tells us what actually works is eating nutrient-dense foods, balancing those macronutrients and building habits you can stick to for the long haul. And this means skipping extreme diets that cut out entire food groups or make you feel like you're constantly starving. Instead, focus on approaches that are both effective and sustainable. And that's the key. If you can't see yourself eating this way a year from now, it's not the right plan. What's fascinating to me, though, is many of these new breakthroughs in seeking the ultimate health usually ends up in going back to basics. Stuff that your grandmother used to tell you. They already knew this. They were doing it. So please don't wait for a new drug to be invented. I'm a doctor. I spend all my days dealing with side effects and complications of drugs, and I can tell you they're not what they're cracked up to be at all. And the fifth myth, you have to be perfect every single day on a diet. This is huge. And here's the thing, perfection is a myth. Life happens, there'll be birthday parties, holiday feasts, random Tuesday night when a pizza is all you want, and that's okay. The key is not actually about perfection, it's about consistency. And as a doctor, I've seen how an all or nothing thinking can really derail even the most motivated people. People skip one workout and think, that's it, it's over. They have one bad meal and they feel like they've failed. Instead of thinking you've got to be perfect, to be rigid, focus on one realistic change in your life and just do it one step at a time. For example, if you love pasta, yeah, me too. You don't have to ban it completely. You can adjust, you can fiddle around with portion sizes, make it maybe having half pasta, half salad, trying to eat it less meals. There's loads and loads of different ways. It does not mean that you will never eat that food again. It's about finding a rhythm that works for you and not against you. And the last myth, that it's all about being strong, having a willpower of steel. Now this is an interesting one. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Your mindset can make or break your health journey. You can have the perfect meal plan, but if you're approaching it with guilt, fear or self-doubt, it's going to be a struggle. That's why I focus so much on the mental side of this journey. A big part of this is shifting how we think about failure. If you ate something off plan, it's not a failure, it's feedback. Why did it happen? And try to work around it. It's okay. What can we learn? And having this growth mindset all the time. When you approach your diet with curiosity instead of judgment, it becomes so much easier to stay on track. Another big mindset shift is focusing on progress, not perfection. Maybe this week you drank more water than usual, or you managed to fit in an extra walk. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small they are. And over time, it's those little victories that add up to a big change. So in summary, a diet should not feel like a punishment. It is, and it should feel like self-care, a way to nourish your body, support your health, and create a lifestyle that you can genuinely enjoy. By focusing on health over weight, addressing the root cause, relying on science, emphasising sustainability, and having a positive mindset, this is how you set up yourself for success that lasts beyond the changes on the scales. It's not about quick fix, short-term wins. It's about creating a different life where you feel strong and energised and in control of your health, because that's what we're all looking for, essentially.